Hey guys, it's your boy Deempo. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. And today we are back with some more Starfield content. Now that the dust has sort of settled and we've had a look at the deep dive of Shattered Space, we've waited a year for this expansion, or more than a year technically. And now that it's here, I can't help but feel like they could have done a lot more. So I'll share my main concerns here, what we see in the deep dive and what we should have seen in the deep dive. This is just my take on it. You know, being a massive supporter of the game, having my whole channel pretty much built around this game, my expectations are high. I absolutely love the game. I want it to do really well. But there are some glaring issues that we need to address here. So let's start from the beginning here. So in the past, we've seen no updates for like 6 months. Then we got a chunky update here and there. Then they introduced like extreme mode. And then we got like two massive back-to-back updates, I believe around like May period. And then we went for like a while of radio silence, which Todd Howard, pretty much alluded to that we're not going to be getting these monthly updates. And then we got the Rev 8 just recently, and now Shattered Space is about to launch. But here's my issue with Shattered Space. We seem like we're getting a new enemy type, which is a step in the right direction. Like we should have been getting new enemy types for a while now. But is this going to be tied to this one planet? Is it going to be just story driven and once you're done, that's it? Or is this sort of like time ripping the space and time fabric, whatever you want to call it, just, you know, gonna spread right across the galaxy? Because in my opinion, we need more enemy types. We need boss type enemies, we need new armor, we need new weapons, but we'll get into that later. So Rev 8, step in the right direction. Extreme mode, step in the right direction. Lots of quality of life issues that should be fixed a lot sooner, in my personal opinion. Yes, they were working on that next gen Fallout upgrade, whatever, right? But now that we're here, we need to see more enemies and we need to see more alien life being part of the game rather than just like random, you know, creatures just there to fill gaps. Like that I don't agree with. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause as we go. Obviously this is an altar here and has significance to the story. That's all fine and well. I'm all up for a handcrafted narrative world. But where do we go beyond that, right? Waited a year just to play. Okay, let me ask you this, right? How many of you guys play Starfield for the campaign and how many of you guys stay for what comes after the campaign, that sandbox experience, right? If you jump in this story and you finish it in 5 to 10 hours max, right? And then what do? If this story, this new expansion does not integrate into the main sandbox experience, then the value out of it is going to be minimal, really. Because yep, congratulations, tap on the shoulder, it's kind of like a long ass quest, you've done it, thanks for coming, see you next year when the next expansion comes out. Like that is not good enough, right? Modders can only carry this game for so long. Like we need more fundamental changes for this to last the long haul, like Fallout and Skyrim, especially Skyrim. So that's my hot take on it. Maybe unpopular opinion. But Deempo, you're asking for too much. I mean, how am I asking for too much, right? We've supported this game for day one. You know, we've covered this game when other channels dropped off, and we've been faithful to it. We've defended Bethesda when we really shouldn't have been defending Bethesda, and now we're here. So now you need to deliver on your promise to us, the fans, right? So does this look exciting? This looks awesome. Absolutely. Like the design is crazy, but just my feeling is that we're just gonna be restricted to this one area, and we're not gonna see much past it. Seems like we're getting a new weapon, which is great. And what's this one back here? So let's just pause. Oops. Frame by frame. It was here somewhere. It looks like it's a new weapon. Oh, it doesn't matter anyways. Let's just go through with it. So they're saying, oh, it was a grav drive experiment that went wrong. It's pretty much the same thing that wiped out Earth, right? Or similar to it. It was grav drive technology again. So it seems like they don't understand it, but keep toying with it. And as a result, this is what happens. And here, they've gone for that handcrafted alien / horror experience, which is fine. But how is this going to impact my sandbox mode? Do you know what I mean? Are we going to get new points of interest like this, of like say holes that they've ripped through time on certain planets? Are we going to get like limited time events? Like how does this translate beyond just a quest? Because yeah, this is fun, you get a couple of scares, you get people running behind you, whatever, you do it, and then what are the implications going forward, right? That is what I want to know here. Like, yes, obviously I want an expansion, obviously I want a story, but where do we go from here? So we know we're getting a new weapon, at least one, as they're showcased. Though I saw some unfamiliar iron sights there as well, so it makes me think we're getting at least 2 new weapons there, which is great. So we're getting a LMG particle weapon, and I saw the other thing that looked like a pistol, some sort of a pistol anyway. So that's awesome. That is good. But what else? We're getting what? 1 new set of armor, 2 new sets of armors, and which are probably gonna be tied to this planet. There you're not gonna get better variants on outside of the story mode. Then what? Where do we go? So there was 2 armors there that I saw that I haven't seen before. So let's just go here. Yeah, here. So that one there is new. That one there is new. But like, where do we go from here? Right? We waited a year for this. We deserve more than 2 weapons and 2 or 3 armors. So that's concern number 1. And then a lot of my content creator friends in here, they pretty much specialize in ship builds. Like, how are these people going to get their sort of 10 cents worth, right? Because their whole channels are based on this. They deserve a piece of the pie as well. So aside from them relying on modders, what is Bethesda going to do for shipbuilding? Like, we need some improvements to ship combat. We need improvements to shipbuilding. Even like user friendliness of like building ships, right? I feel like that could use a lot of work as well. So I think like everyone needs to get some love out of this update, not just content creators like me that you know, showcase combat or new weapons or you know what I mean, like how to clear a dungeon, how to get the best loot. Like, it needs to be fair on everyone, and the game needs to get a refreshment from like all around, not just Varun, you know, one particular aspect. If you look at games like Total War Warhammer 3, they constantly release updates where they just revamp races after races, factions after faction, right? And they do it for free. You have paid content, yes, but they also do it for free. So here looks like you can actually float around, which is awesome. But once again, seems like that is only limited to this one planet here. And we've already seen this mechanic when you go through the what's that place called, the temples, right, when you get your Starborn powers. So I like the aesthetic. It looks cool. You know, I like the supernatural aspect to it. It widens the scope. But what else do we get? So do we get some new ships? They haven't showcased any new ships. At the very least, what I would have expected was to see some Varun technology, like on ships. New aesthetics, new engines, new weapons. Just anything, really. But they haven't really showcased that. And that's what worries me. So there's a new weapon there. So that there is a new weapon. And it looks like it's some sort of a... what is that? It looks like a heavy particle weapon. Or even like it's got like a laser stock. Or sorry, yeah, like a stock that the laser weapons have. So I don't know. Look, remains to be seen. Could be 2, could be 3 weapons. I'm sure they're gonna tell us soon enough. But even the Rev 8, like I would expect more from the Rev 8 as well. Give us more customizations, more weapons. Like just how we can customize ships. Why shouldn't we be able to customize the Rev 8? So these are my thoughts, guys. I'm not complaining. I want to see this game do really, really well. A lot better than it's currently doing. I hope the player base comes back. And because this is an awesome game. It's got a lot to give. It's got bright future. So let's go back here a little bit. What is he using here? Looks like it's just an inflictor. Yeah, anyways, those are my thoughts. Please share your comments with me. I'm trying to see here for any sort of stuff that I may have missed potentially. And it just doesn't look like I've missed anything. It's just new enemy types, but the humanoids, they just look reskinned. New grenade is good. Those berserker guys look pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. But aside from that, what else do we get here? We waited a year for this. We've been promised a lot, we've been teased a lot. People like committed their money ahead of schedule. So I hope Bethesda like has a lot more than they're delivering to. And also I'd like to see these big like bug alien bosses be integrated in the game more. I think like we see it once on that abandoned oil rig platform, but we should see it. There you go. So that's 2 now. So the other thing they showcased earlier was a Varun probably laser weapon. And this is a heavy particle weapon. So from what I can see, we're getting at least 2 new weapons, which is good. But I also do hope they do some sort of rebalancing of the weapons, because no one uses the Equinox. Unless they've modded the crap out of it, where they've increased the damage output significantly. No one is going to touch that when you have particle weapons. This looks awesome. So these guys look like some sort of a cult. I would expect that every different Varun house to have their own unique armor. You can see that day is unique, that day is unique, that day is unique. So we're getting different sets of armors, probably unique to each house. But so we've seen the sacrificial blade a few times now. That's an awesome looking structure there. But yeah, those are the burning questions that I have. Like, what are the shipbuilders going to get? What are we going to get in terms of new points of interest? Like, integrate this awesome new mechanic into the random points of interest. Can we get some random generation points of interest? If they bring in randomly generated facilities or points of interest, whatever templates you want to call this, the infinite potential to replayability here is insane. Anyways, those are my thoughts, guys. At the very least, I thought we were going to get space station building and a couple of other things, but it wasn't meant to be. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or do you disagree with me? Anyways, hope to catch you next video. Peace.